most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
Northwest Georgia Media would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Georgia Highlands College, Snodgrass and Robinson, Plastic Surgery Specialist. We would also like to acknowledge those who have made contributions to support this year's live stream. If you would like to support live streaming Blue Devil basketball, please consider making a donation by scanning the QR code that's on your screen now. Or if you're a business and would like to advertise with Northwest Georgia Media, or if you would just like information on our company, please send an email to info@nwgeorgiamedia.com. Thank you.
You with us tonight here on WLAQ AM 1410 96.9 FM or online at WLAQ1410.com. We also welcome in the live video stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media. And to tell you about the matchup tonight, as Lynn was saying, it's the Model Blue Devils and the Gordon Central Warriors. We've got two for the price of one, absolutely free, whether you're listening on the radio or you're watching on the live video stream tonight. And, of course, our first game up here on senior night, I should also mention, is going to be the Model Lady Devils going up against the Gordon Central Lady Warriors. And looking forward to this matchup. Model so far this 11-9 overall. They are 6-4 in Region 7 AA play, sitting at number 3 right now behind Murray County, who's got the number 1 spot, and Fannin County at number 2 in the region standings as we get ready for the regular season to wind down coming up next week on Tuesday at Rockmart. Meanwhile, Gordon Central Warriors, well, they're 13-17 on this season, and they have struggled as of late, 0-11 in region play. They have lost 15 games in a row, including one to Model earlier in the season, which we'll talk about more coming up in just a little bit. But we're really glad to have you with us this evening. We've got a great night of basketball for you. As I mentioned briefly earlier, they are recognizing the seniors tonight on the girls and boys teams as well, so there'll be some extra festivities taking place at tonight's game, so we're looking forward to that. Always a bittersweet night for the seniors to play their last regular season home games and for their families and loved ones as well. So sure to be a lot of emotion in the room tonight, which is what high school hoops is all about. Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, down the line. Then we'll come back and give you the starting lineup, set the stage, have the national anthem and all that good stuff, and get you ready for live local hoops right here on WLAQ and also the live video stream. We're back in 2 minutes. All right, folks, we welcome you back into live coverage of high school hoops here from Woodard Gymnasium, presented by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales. We've got 37 seconds on the clock. Then it'll be time to get you the starting lineups and the national anthem. Really excited about the national anthem performance that we're about to get here in just a couple of moments. I noticed that they got a guitar amp sitting right next to the scorer's table in Andy Aiken right now, and a young man who's a senior here at Model High School, Zach Tatum, is about to treat us to the national anthem via guitar. So really looking forward to that coming up in just a couple of moments. So we'll do our best to get as much crowd mic involved as we can so that you can hear that performance if you're listening over the radio. But welcome back into our broadcast tonight. It's the Model Lady Devils getting set to lock horns with the Gordon Central Lady Warriors coming up in just moments. You just heard the buzzer, and that means it is almost time for our national anthem. So we're going to turn it over to the PA announcer.
Woodard Gymnasium for tonight's Region 7AA basketball contest between the visiting Gordon Central Warriors and the home-standing Model Blue Devils. At this time, we ask that you please stand, remove your caps and hats, and focus your attention to the flag hanging above mid-court for the singing of our national anthem by Model High School student Zach Tatum.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, I got a new rock and roll hero to add to the list, and his name is Zach Tatum, a senior here at Model High School. That was an unbelievably rocking and very, very tasteful rendition of the national anthem played on the electric guitar. I was a little bit worried about whether or not the crowd mic would be able to pick it up, but as soon as he hit the first couple of notes and chords, I'm like, yeah, I think we're good to go there. Well, let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups here for tonight's teams, and then we'll get things underway from inside Woodard Gymnasium. We're going to start with the visiting Gordon Central Lady Warriors. Their head coach is Macy Mills, and we will start with number 3, Edna Campuzano. She is a senior. Number 4, Briley Stewart, a sophomore, 5'7". Number 11, Kinley Caudle. She is a sophomore. Number 14, Addie Sisson, a senior, 5'8". And then number 22, Renaya Ellis, a sophomore. She is 5'9". Now we'll move on to the Model Lady Blue Devils playing here on senior night. We're going to start with junior, number 4, Julia Shinholster. Number 11, Briley Sims, also a junior. A sophomore, August Betts. She is 5'10". A freshman, Eva Pointer. And then rounding out the starting 5 here tonight for the Model Lady Devils is going to be freshman number 24, Javia Samples. And, of course, the head coach of the Model Lady Blue Devils is Rome Floyd Sports Hall of Famer, longtime model coach Sally Eccles. And we are ready to rock and roll inside of Woodard Gymnasium. It's time for high school hoops. Ladies and gentlemen, the tip is about to occur coming up in just a couple of moments. And again, we're just glad to have you, whether you're watching on the live video stream or if you are listening on the radio tonight at 96.9 FM, 1410 AM, or online at WLAQ1410.com. We're just glad to have you with us. We're glad that it's high school basketball season, and we're getting ready for this basketball game to begin. The ball's in the air. The tip goes to Model. We're underway. It's time for the ball game. Briley Sims has got it on the left wing. They work it around the horn to the right wing side. Tamaya Ragland's got it. Now they work it back to Morgan Wood over on the left wing side. She dribbles back up top. Sends it back over to Ragland. She dribbles to the right wing, gets it to the corner, baseline, bounce pass underneath to Pointer, who tries to heave it back to Sims, but heaves it out of bounds, and it goes over on the bench for Gordon Central. So that's a turnover for the Blue Devils in their first possession of the basketball game. Gordon Central's going to toss it in here in just a couple of moments. Addie Sisson, ball is stolen away. Model's got it. Sims going to bounce it out to Morgan Wood. She dribbles back up top, gives it to Ragland. Ragland now kicks it back up top to Wood, back to Sims on the left wing side. She'll back up, gets it into Betts, into the paint, off the glass and through. August Betts knocks down the first bucket of the game. It's 2-0. Lady Devils on top. Gordon Central tries to work around the press, and they heave it out of bounds cross court. That's a turnover, and a lot of teams this year have really struggled to get it across the floor against this Model Blue Devils press, as has been the case so far in this basketball game for Gordon Central in their first possession. Ragland's got it. Now on to Sims on the left wing side. She dribbles back up top, tries to send it over to Wood. That one's going to sail out of bounds, but it was tipped by Gordon Central, so it's going to stay with Model. If you're listening on the radio, I'll let you know that Model's playing in their white home uniforms with, it looks like, black letters and numbers with blue trim, or actually the reverse of that. And then Gordon Central's in their road grays with blue letters and numbers and black trim. But Model's got the basketball. They work it around the perimeter. We've got 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Ball is nearly stolen away. Eva Pointer comes in and forces a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to Gordon Central, so this ball's coming back the other way. 2-0 your score. Only person in the book so far is August Betts. Ball is poked loose, goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Gordon Central. Again, we've got 2 basketball games for you tonight, varsity girls, and then shortly thereafter we're going to have the boys game. Really looking forward to that one. Just getting started here tonight from Model High School. Gordon Central trying to work around the press. They try to pass it up the middle, finally get it across the center court stripe. Ball is going to go out of bounds, but it was tipped by Gordon Central, actually by Model, so it's going to stay on Gordon Central's side of the floor. And they will get ready to trigger it in motion here on offense. They're going to lob it inside. She's double teamed, kicks it back out, trying to get a look on the perimeter. Now they fire it off to the left wing side, a bounce pass into the paint. Now they'll kick it out to the right wing. There's a long range 3, and that was going to go off the front of the rim. Pointer's there for the long rebound. She goes coast to coast, and that's going to be too strong off the backboard, goes off the front of the rim. Gordon Central in transition goes back the other way, losing the handle. Briley Sims nearly steals it away. It goes out of bounds, and it's last touched by Gordon Central, so it results in a turnover. Ragland set to trigger it in here for the Blue Devils, who lead the game 2-0. We've played 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Ragland, to try to work around a little bit of pressure, sends it back to Wood. Now on to Sims. They've got her trapped at half court. She works around it, though, dribbling into the paint, puts it up towards the rim. That goes in and out. And the rebound, here's the putback from Pointer. That one won't go. Sims is there and gets another board. So Model doing a great job with the offensive rebounds here on this possession. Let's see if they'll get another look. They bounce it out to Morgan Wood. Now down to Sims. She heaves it inside off the glass, and that one rattles in for August Betts. She's got all 4 points in the basketball game. It's 4-0 Model. Gordon Central to try to work around a little bit of pressure. They nearly had her trapped. She passed out of it, goes across center court, lobs it underneath, now kicks it back out around the perimeter. Now they look like they're going to try to drive towards the baseline. Gordon Central working from left to right. They've got it on their side of the floor. Nice ball movement right there. Now they kick it back out around the perimeter into the paint. Resetting the offense is going to be Ellis. Ellis sends it over to the left wing side. Long range three on the way. That caroms off the rim, and Sims is there for the rebound. She goes right into the paint. Bounce pass underneath to Ragland. Shots missed. Here's a second look. It won't go. Betts heaves it towards the basket and gets fouled. So we're going to see August Betts, who has all 4 points in the game, going to the free throw line and shooting 2. So foul is going to be on Briley Stewart. That's the first foul of the basketball game. August Betts at the free throw line with 2 free throws coming up. Dribbles the ball a couple of times, takes a hard look at the basket, ball's in the air, and that one's going to go through. She'll get ready for her second. So August Betts and the Lady Devils are on a 5-0 run to start the basketball game. Again, Betts with all 5 points for the Lady Devils so far here in this first quarter of play. Betts at the free throw line with one more shot coming up. Takes a little extra time, puts it in the air, and that one is through. Make it a 6-0 run to start the game. Gordon Central to bring it back up the other side of the floor. She is trapped. Lady with the ball is Campuzano. Bounces out of it. They've got just a little bit of time to get across the center court stripe. They try to pass it across. It's deflected and stolen away. Sadie Rotten came out with it. Bounce pass underneath. The Shinholster is picked off by Bailey Stewart, and now Gordon Central works it the other way, but Shinholster steals it right back. Goes right into the paint, sends it off the backboard. That is very wide right. Ball ends up on the floor, and a whistle and a foul is going to be charged against Shinholster. 4:15 left to go in the first quarter. Models opened up the game with a 6-0 run. We'll get ready for Bailey Stewart to trigger it in motion here for Gordon Central into the backcourt. Now they cross center court. Standing on the logo with it right now is Ellis. She dribbles up towards the top of the key. Turns, now tries to work her way in towards the paint. Puts up a quick jump shot. Caroms off the rim. Still no points on the board for Gordon Central. Model heads back the other way after a long rebound. They send it to the left wing side. Rotten for 3. That's going to rattle off the rim, and it's going to be poked out of bounds by by Model. So it's going to come back to Gordon Central. Big crowd on hand here for senior night. They'll have a special presentation, I believe, at halftime of the girls' game. And Gordon Central gets it across the timeline. They'll pick it up, send it to the left wing side, breaks towards the basket, feeds it inside, now kicks it out for an open three-point shot on the way. That bangs high off the back of the rim. Rachel Burkhalter's there for the board, lobs it across the center court stripe. They go inside to Betts off the glass, and she's going to get a second look after missing her first and getting the rebound, but misses that one as well. It's coming back to Gordon Central. Shinholster poked it loose, now goes to the bucket and lays it in. Julia Shinholster, and now Model is up 8-0 with an 8-0 run to start the ball game. Gordon Central brings it back the other way. They will work it across the center court stripe in the hands of Bailey Stewart. Sends it to the right wing side. There's a little jump shot on the way. That bounces high off the rim, but a battle for the board ensues, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow points in Model's direction, so we're going to get ready for the Lady Devils and Rachel Burkhalter to send it in motion here for the Blue Devils. We have 3 minutes and 1 second left here on the clock here in the first quarter. Model leads at 8-0. August Betts checks out of the game. Eva Pointer's back in. So right now on the floor for the Lady Devils, you've got Pointer, Rotten, also Samples, Burkhalter, and Shinholster. We'll give you a floor check for Gordon Central in just a moment. Still learning those names. Ball is stolen away as they try to send it to the left wing side. Gordon Central's got it. They're working from left to right. Shinholster stole it away, but there was some contact. Reaching in is going to be called. So a second foul is picked up by Shinholster. And the score remains 8-0 with 2:42 left to go in the first quarter. Gordon Central set to trigger it in from the baseline on their side of the floor. They survey the floor, try to feed it in, can't find anybody. It's stolen away by Pointer, gives it back to Shinholster. She'll clear out and bring it across the center court stripe, dribbles down towards the right wing side, tries to bounce it into Pointer, and the pass is picked off. Gordon Central's coming back the other way, trailing 8-0. 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Gordon Central with the basketball. They've got it at the top of the key in the hands of Campuzano. Ball is poked loose, but it's going to stay with Gordon Central. Now they're going to send a three-pointer on the way, and it is going to be banked in. Making the bucket was Renaya Ellis. That's the first bucket of the game here for Gordon Central. They say it was a 2. I had it as a 3. Let me scratch that out of the scorebook real quick. On the other end, Rotten for 3, and that one is through. Sadie Rotten knocks one down, and it's 11-2 in favor of Model. They got a 9-point lead with 1:50 and the clock moving here in the first quarter. Gordon Central to try to work around a little pressure, and they lose the handle. Ball goes out of bounds. It's coming back to Model, so the pressure really gets to them. Well, we're going to have a timeout. So we're going to take one as well. We're glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ. 11-2 is your score. Model on top of Gordon Central in the girls' game. We are back in 30 seconds.
You belong at Georgia Highlands College. Helping you achieve your college and career goals is important to us because your success matters at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
All right, Model has the ball out of the timeout. They work it onto their side of the floor. Shinholster the lob underneath towards Burkhalter, but it's picked off by Campuzano, and Gordon Central's going to bring it back the other way. Across the timeline with it goes Ellis. Ellis dribbles around a pick, puts up a shot, and it is through. What a great shot from Renaya Ellis. A long 2, and she's got all 4 points for Gordon Central. A bounce pass underneath to Pointer, puts it up. That goes in and out. And Ellis is there for the rebound, but a jump ball is forced by Pointer, and the possession arrow points in Model's direction. Morgan Wood checks back into the game here for Julia Shinholster for Model. And we get ready for Gordon Central to inbound the basketball. To handle the inbound duties is going to be Campuzano, I believe. Or no, that's Gil Martin. No, it was Campuzano. I was right the first time. 1:05 left to go in the first quarter. It's 11-4. Model leads it by 7. They steal it away. Now they bring it back the other way. Burkhalter sends it over to the left wing side. Losing the handle is Samples. It's picked up by Campuzano, and she'll bounce it to a teammate as they try to work it up the other side of the floor. Dribbling with the basketball right now is Bailey Stewart. They pass it across the center court stripe. Dribbling at the top of the key is going to be Ellis, who's made all 4 points in this game for Gordon Central. She tries to heave it towards the basket and gets fouled. So we're going to see Ellis going to the free throw line. These will be the first 2 free throws of the basketball game for Gordon Central. Renaya Ellis at the free throw line with 2 shots coming up with 38.6 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter, and Model leading at 11-4. First shot is on the way, and that one's going to bounce off the front of the rim. She'll get ready for her second free throw as Tamaya Ragland checks into the game for Javia Samples. One more shot coming up here for Ellis. Takes a deep breath, sends it in the air, and that one is going to bounce high off the rim, and it finally rattles through, and the score moves to 11-5 in favor of Model. So Model's lead is cut to 6, 38.6 left on the clock in the first quarter. Rotten sends it in to Wood, back to Rotten, back to Wood as she will cross center court with the basketball. Across the logo she goes, leaves it off for Ragland. Ragland sends it back over to Wood in the left wing corner. Now they work it around the horn to Burkhalter, inside to Pointer, and off the glass and through. Great ball movement, creating a great opportunity on offense for the Blue Devils, and they cash in. It's 13-5, 12 seconds left on the clock, and the shot clock is turned off. Gordon Central trying to work around a little bit of pressure from the Blue Devils. They're across center court. Now they'll send it to the right wing side. A heave at a three-pointer just before the buzzer, but the shot is missed, and that is the end of our first quarter of play. Model Lady Devils with a 13-5 lead over Gordon Central. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Most affordable bachelor's degree in Northwest Georgia is right here at Georgia Highlands College. High quality and career focused. That's what you can expect at GHC. Apply today at highlands.edu.
All right, Blue Devils inbound the ball as we start the second quarter of the ball game. Model would lead at the end of one, 13-5 over Gordon Central. Ragland's got it at the top of the key, sends it left to Morgan Wood, now on to August Betts. She'll dribble baseline, goes in, puts it up, and that one's going to rattle through. August Betts having a big-time game so far. She's got 8 points in this one. It's 15-5, a 10-point lead for Model, their largest lead of the basketball game. Gordon Central across the center court strike. They will dribble around a high screen, trying to get it into the paint. Nearly lose the handle. It was almost stolen away by the Model Lady Devils. Gordon Central will try to roll it underneath. Nearly lose it again, but they retain possession of the ball. Ellis has got it standing on the M at center court. She'll reset the offense. Ellis going to try to bounce it to the right wing side. Gets it cleanly to her teammate. Now it goes off the foot of one of the Gordon Central players, and that is going to be a shot clock violation. And still an adjustment here for us broadcasters saying that this year, because it's the first year that the GHSA has had a shot clock. They've been cycling it in over the last few years, and I'm really glad they did that. I really think it's great for the sport of high school basketball in the state of Georgia to have a shot clock, particularly for the players that are going to go and play at the next level to get used to that while they're playing at this level. But that's going to be a turnover for the Lady Devils. It's coming back to Gordon Central. Model leads at 15-5. Hard to believe that the regular season is going to be winding down coming up next Tuesday down at Rockmart. Both girls and boys varsity teams for Model are going to be down there playing, and we're planning on packing up the radio station in a box and heading down there if we can get permission. So make sure, if you can't make it to the games, to tune in for that. I believe it'll be a radio-only broadcast from Rockmart High School. Gordon Central working it around the perimeter. They try to heave it underneath. Shot attempt is going to be blocked and out of bounds by Model, so it stays with Gordon Central. But Gordon Central just not getting good open looks here against this Model defense. They are absolutely covered up for the entirety of the game so far. They're going to lob it inside. Now with it is Ellis, dribbles baseline, heaves it towards the bucket. Here's a putback. It won't go. August Betts is there for the board. She gives it off to Rachel Burkhalter. She sends it left wing side over to Ragland, drives towards the lane, and puts it through. Tamaya Ragland with her first points of the game at 17-5, and the Model lead is growing. It's up to 12. Gordon Central, they'll pass across center court. It's stolen away. Morgan Wood comes out with it. She dribbles across court, goes right into the paint, bounces underneath to August Betts, and it's good. Makes another bucket. 19-5, a 14-point lead for Model, and Coach Mills is going to call a timeout for Gordon Central. We're going to do the same thing on the radio as well. 5:59 left to go in the second quarter. Model up 19-5 over Gordon Central, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, they say that basketball can be a game of runs, and so far that has been the case for the Model Lady Devils. They ripped off 2 big ones to start each quarter of this game. They had an 8-0 run in the first quarter to start the quarter, and now they've got a 6-0 run to start the second quarter, and they lead it 19-5 with 5:58 and the clock now ticking here, remaining in the first half of the ball game here on senior night. Across center court goes Gordon Central out of the timeout. They had to take a timeout to try to reel everybody back in, and right out of the timeout they turn it over. Ragland steals it away, goes up, shoots, misses the bucket, but draws the contact, and we're going to see Ragland going to the free throw line. Of course, on defense there, Gordon Central just battling not to give up an easy transition bucket off a turnover to the Model Lady Devils, but Ragland still has an opportunity to make them pay. She's at the free throw line shooting 2. First one's on the way, and that one bangs hard up the back of the rim. She'll get ready for her second. First missed free throw of the game here for for the Model Lady Devils. First shot is second shot on the way. That one rattles off the rim. Rebound's going to go to Ellis and Gordon Central. Ellis is going to bring it up the floor. No pressure right now from the Model Lady Devils. Gordon Central with the basketball. They try to dribble around a high screen. Now they feed it back up to the top of the key to Campazano. Back over to Stewart. Ball is stolen away. Cross-court pass goes to Ragland. She challenges the defender, bounces it underneath to August Betts. Now out to Pointer, puts up a little shot, and it is through. Eva Pointer knocks down her second bucket of the game, and it's 21-5 in favor of Model with 5:10 left to go in the second quarter. Gordon Central with the ball, sends it to the right wing side. Now they've got it underneath. The jump ball is going to be forced. We've seen several jump balls forced in this game by Eva Pointer. This time the possession arrow is pointing in Gordon Central's direction, so it's going to stay on this side of the floor. Last time these two teams met, Model picked up the victory. And I wrote down the score somewhere. I looked down at my notes. I can't find it, but we'll find that for you in just a couple of moments. Another turnover for Gordon Central as Model gets ready to inbound the ball and bring it up the floor with 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Notes are only good if you can find them and actually reference them. Ragland bounces it underneath to Pointer, off the glass and through. Pointer's got 6. And Model's up to a 23-5 lead. It's 4:45 left to go in the second quarter. Gordon Central with the basketball on the other end of the floor, working from left to right. They're going to try to bounce it underneath, and immediately a couple of players from Model come in trying to either strip the ball or tie it up, and a foul is going to be charged. I think they got Eva Pointer with that one. Well, no, I'm incorrect. It's going to be on Rachel Burkhalter. Substitutions into the game, you're going to have 4 of them for Model. Shinholster, Rotten, Samples, and Sims check in. Ragland stays on the floor. Gordon Central set to trigger it in motion with 4:38 left to go in the second quarter. They lob it into Ellis. She goes into the lane, leaves it out for Capuano, and she travels. She was trying to shoot, and a player from Model got her hand on the ball, and she just went back down to the floor holding the ball. Shinholster going to bring it up across the timeline here for the Blue Devils. She sends it to the left wing side, now into the corner to Rotten. She fakes. Now sends it back up top to Samples, who dribbles right. Now losing the handle. Ball ends up in the hands of Gordon Central. They're going to heave it across the center court stripe. It's 2-on-1. Pass underneath. Shinholster came out of nowhere and slapped the ball out of bounds, so it's going to stay with Gordon Central. But Shinholster on defense did a great job of preventing an easy bucket there for Gordon Central, getting back so quickly and bouncing that one out of bounds. You could probably hear the slap from up here. They're going to lob that one in. They get it into Ellis. She's into the paint. Get it back out around the perimeter. Now back to Ellis. And a heave towards the bucket. That one goes over the backboard and out of bounds. And it's coming back to the Lady Devils. Sample sends it in motion here on offense for the Lady Devils. Shinholster to bring it up the floor. She goes right up the middle of the court. Goes across the center court stripe. Bounces at left wing to Briley Sims. Sims to Shinholster. She'll fire it over to Rotten on the left wing side. They try to throw it into the lane. Nearly lost it, but Shinholster came in, collected it, put up the shot, missed. Got a second look, missed that one. It stays with the Lady Devils. Here's a shot from around the free throw line. That caroms out. And now Gordon Central comes out with a rebound. So Gordon Central to bring it back up the other side of the floor. Now they send it to the left wing side. Bounces off a Gordon Central player, but she hangs on to the basketball. Now they go to the right wing side over in the corner, dribble towards the low block, a little runner that goes in and out, and the rebound's going to go to Model. Shinholster's going to bring it up the floor for the Lady Devils. She's across the timeline and to the left wing side. The ball's going to be poked out of bounds by Briley Stewart. And I just got an update on the previous matchup between Model and Gordon Central from two people, as a matter of fact. Kenneth Studdard helped me out, 63-25. That was on January 10th. Model won that game. And then also Robbie Dooley, who's one of the coaches, not here tonight. He said that it was 64-25. So thank you both. Rotten underneath, puts it up, misses the shot. Rebound collected by Gordon Central. They're going to bring it back the other way. They get it around center court. We'll pass it across center court. The ball's going to be poked out of bounds, and it's last touched by Gordon Central, so it's coming back to Model. With 2:49 left to go in the second quarter, and Model leading at 23-5. It looks like Model calls a timeout, so we'll do the same. We're glad you're with us tonight, whether you're listening on WLAQ or watching on the YouTube stream provided by Northwest Georgia Media. We're glad to have you with us. We're back in 30 seconds. Model with the ball on the other end, and that one's going to sail over the backboard. We've seen that happen on each side of the floor over the last minute or so. This one's coming back to Gordon Central. Model leads it with 2:35 left to go in the second quarter, 23-5. So having a big first half here against Gordon Central. Long three-pointer on the way. That's going to be well short. Misses everything. Ball is going to end up in the hands of the Lady Devils. Bringing it across center court. It's going to be Briley Sims. Tries to feed it underneath the Ragland. Gordon Central deflects the pass out of bounds, so it's going to stay on Model's side of the floor. Sadie Rotten set to trigger it in here for the Lady Devils. Surveys the floor, finds Shinholster, now back out to Ragland. Now on the left wing side to Rotten, an open three. That's going to be left short. Bangs hard off the rim. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Lady Devils on their side of the floor. So Sadie set to trigger it in here for the Blue Devils. 2:11 left to go in the second quarter. Blue Devils have got it now in between the circles. Now around to the right wing side to Rotten. She's going to feed it underneath to Sims. Between two defenders, shoots and scores. Sims has got her first bucket of the game. It's 25-5 with Model leading by 20 points. Under 2 minutes to play now here in the second quarter. Gordon Central with on the right wing side. They try to bounce it underneath. Stays with them. They go into the paint. And a whistle and a foul. Nope, that's going to be on Gordon Central, so it's coming back to the Lady Devils. Shinholster in the feed to Javia Samples. Now it goes right back to Shinholster. She's across the center court stripe, sends it underneath. The backdoor cut to Sadie Rotten. And the ball ends up in the hands of Gordon Central. Model comes in and forces a jump ball. It's pointing the other way, though. Gordon Central's going to come out with a basketball. Model so far this season, 11-9 their record, 6-4 in Region 7AA play. They're in the number 3 spot of the region behind Murray County at number 1, who's 10-0, hadn't lost a region game, and then Fannin County 9-1. They have lost one region game. Sample steals it away. Model comes out with it. Morgan Wood. She'll fire it across the timeline to Rachel Burkhalter. Back up top to Briley Sims. Puts up the three-point shot and buries it. Yes, sir. Briley Sims with 5 points. It's 28-5, a 23-point lead here for the Lady Devils. Gordon Central across the timeline. They'll stop at the top of the key, fire it to the right wing side. Now back up top they go. Thought about the three, had second thoughts for good reason. Had a defender right in her face. Gordon Central with the basketball. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. 50 seconds on the game clock. Ball's poked loose. Sample steals it away. She goes coast to coast underneath. Too strong off the glass. There's Morgan Wood to clean it up and gets the bucket. 30-5 is your score. 35 seconds left on the clock. Gordon Central works it back the other way. They're across the timeline and the logo. They go right to the top of the key, send it right wing side. Quick look at a three-point shot. Karam's off the rim. Sadie Rotten's there for the rebound. Morgan Wood across to Burkhalter. 20 seconds. Shot clock's turned off. Model with the basketball. Perhaps looking for the last shot of the quarter. Long three-pointer. That goes in and out. Sims chases it down and forces a jump ball. Possession arrow points Model's way, so it stays on this end of the floor with 12.6 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter. Rotten surveys the floor, sends it into Morgan Wood. 11 seconds on the clock. Now on to Sadie. A three-point shot, and she buries it. Sadie Rotten with 2 threes has 6 points here in the first half of the ball game, and that is going to be the end of the first half. And Model absolutely explodes offensively there in the first half to lead it here at halftime by a score of 33-5 over the visiting Gordon Central Lady Warriors. And you're listening to High School Hoops, presented by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales here on WLAQ AM 1410, 96.9 FM, online at WLAQ1410.com, or you may be watching on the YouTube stream provided by Northwest Georgia Media. However you're with us tonight, we're glad to have you with us. Model Lady Devils on top, 33-5 is your halftime score. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
And basketball cheer squad. First, we'll recognize the seniors on the 2022 to 2023 Model High School dance team. Miss Alexandra Kathleen Arnold. Alexandra is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Maury Arnold and Mr. Tim Arnold. Alexandra's plans after high school are to go to either the University of Alabama or the University of Georgia and major in business marketing. Her goal is to be a media manager for a national football team or a creative director for a luxury brand. Miss Emily Brooke Casey. Emily is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Lori Casey and Mr. Tom Casey. Emily's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands and major in nursing. She also plans to further her education and become a nurse practitioner and specialize in pediatrics. Miss Keely Brooke DePrima. Keely is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Lisa DePrima and Mr. Jason DePrima. Keely's plans after high school are to attend the University of Georgia and major in biology, with hopes of later attending medical school and becoming an anesthesiologist. She also plans to audition for the Georgettes dance line at the University of Georgia and join a sorority. Mr. Ross Fowler Edwards. Ross is being escorted tonight by his dad, Ryan Edwards, and his grandmother, Betty Everett. Ross's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands College and obtain a registered nursing degree, with the goal of working in Rome as a pediatric operating room nurse. Miss Emma Grace Moore. Emma is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Allison Moore and Mr. Chad Moore. Emma's plans after high school are to attend either Georgia Highlands or Georgia Northwestern Technical College and pursue a healthcare major. Miss Sarah Aloma Pledger. Sarah is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Dana Pledger and Mr. Joey Pledger. Sarah's plans after high school are to either attend a technical or cosmetology school and become a master cosmetologist. Miss Olivia Ann Quigley. Olivia is being escorted tonight by her mom, Amy Hanna, and her dad, Andrew Quigley. Olivia's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands and pursue a career in interior design. Miss Nora Celeste Stone. Nora is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Erin Stone and Mr. Jamie Stone. Nora's plans after high school are to attend Jacksonville State University and major in exercise science. She also plans to audition for the marching ballerinas this spring. She also plans to pursue her master's degree and to become a physician's assistant. We will now recognize the seniors on the 2022 to 2023 Model High School Basketball Cheer Squad. Miss Bailey Marie Bradford. Bailey is being escorted tonight by her mother, Miss Heather Hollis, and her dad, Mr. Dylan Bradford. Bailey's plans after high school are to attend Jacksonville State University and major in education. Miss Brandy Bree Anna D. Vincent. Brandy is being escorted tonight by her aunt, Miss Jaxie Piles, and her grandmother, Miss Carolyn Shelley. Brandy's plans after high school are to attend Shorter University and major in history education with the goal to teach high school history. Miss Tamaya Michelle Johnson. Tamaya is being escorted tonight by her mother, Miss Tammy Nance. Tamaya's plans after high school are to attend college and major in law. Miss Presley Jordan Johnson. Presley is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Wendy and Mr. Jonathan Landers. Presley's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands College with a goal to attain a paralegal degree and pursue a career in law.
Of the season, but Caroline Goss is the manager here for the Model Lady Devils. So I know that Coach Eccles is really proud of the seniors and everything they've accomplished and done to help move the program forward over the last several years of being part of the program, players, and of course including the manager that we just referenced. But again, I just do want to mention that the season is going to be winding down in terms of the regular season coming up on Tuesday, as both the girls and boys teams will be playing over at Rockmart against the Yellow Jackets. 6 o'clock will be the girls' varsity game, 7:30 for the boys, and we'll have radio coverage of those games for you on WLAQ 96.9 FM, 1410 AM, and then also live audio stream at WLAQ1410.com. I do not believe they will have the YouTube stream for that one, so keep note of that so you know to listen on the radio coming up for those games. But again, we're just super glad to have you with us. We're going to take another break here down the line. We'll take a 3-minute break, and then we will get you ready for the start of the second half. Here at halftime, Model Lady Devils lead this one 33-5 after a dominant first half of the ball game over Gordon Central. We're back for the second half after a 2-minute timeout. Back in 2 minutes. Welcome you back in here at Woodard Gymnasium, Model High School campus. Glad to have you with us. Model on top 33-5 as we get ready to start the second half of this ball game here on Saturday night. Had a nice presentation at halftime. It's been a great night, as a matter of fact. Nice presentation at halftime, recognizing the seniors And then, of course, before the game, we had a wonderful rendition of the national anthem from Zach Tatum, senior, here tonight. And it's just been a really special night, as these senior nights tend to be. I would imagine it's bittersweet and kind of an emotional night for everybody involved, but a lot of fun at the same time. So this is the last regular season games of the year here for the model teams, playing at home, and then they'll go on the road and finish up the regular season on the road at Rockmart coming up on Tuesday. And I just looked down in the crowd, and I noticed that a former model Blue Devil from the boys team, very successful team last year, Dane Fisher, is in the crowd tonight, playing some college basketball over at Oglethorpe. So I guess they got a little time off, and he decided to come home and see these seniors tonight. But anyway, we're underway now with the second half of the basketball game. Gordon Central has the ball to open up the half, have it on their side of the floor, and immediately turn it over on a traveling call. And it's coming back to the Lady Devils. Lady Devils would hold Gordon Central scoreless in the second quarter of the ball game. They outscored them 20-0 to really take over this basketball game. And now, again, they lead at 33-5 as we've just started the second quarter of the ball game. Leading scorer of the first half was August Betts with 10 points. A lot of high school basketball coverage between WLAQ and Northwest Georgia Media over the last couple of months, and it's hard to believe that the regular season is winding down over the next several days and then getting ready for tournament time, which if you're a basketball fan, you live for that. Shot off the glass too strong. Here's a putback from Rotten. That one won't go, but this time she's able to draw the contact, so we're going to see her going to the free throw line. Sadie Rotten with a couple of shots coming up. First two shots for her of the basketball game from the charity stripe. So Sadie Rotten at the free throw line shooting two shots. Gets ready for her first. It's in the air, and that one's going to be a little flat, and it caroms off the back of the rim. And she'll get ready for her second shot. So missed the first, getting ready for the second. Of course, a big college basketball game's coming up tomorrow. That one is going to rattle around and through. In my mind, the greatest rivalry in all of sports is renewed coming up tomorrow. It's going to be the Duke, North Carolina game. I think that's a 6:30 tip for that game. So I always look forward to that one. And then, of course, hard to believe this is the last month of the year before we get into March Madness. It's almost here, folks. Ball's knocked loose, stolen away. Model's going to bring it back the other side of the floor. Shinholster's across the timeline. They feed it into the corner to Rachel Burkhalter. Picks it up and goes back up to Briley Sims, now on to Shinholster at the top of the key. She'll back up between the circles, set up the half-court offense. There's a three-point look for Sims, and it's through. Briley Sims with 8 points in the basketball game. She had a really big game up at North Murray a week ago from today. Ball is knocked loose on the floor. It's going to stay with the Lady Warriors, but Briley picked up 20 points in the victory up at North Murray last Friday. Long range three-point shot. That's strong off the back of the rim. Long rebound is going to go to Julia Shinholster. Blue Devils are on the other side of the floor. They're going to try to bounce it underneath. A little too strong. It goes past Betts and ends up in the hands of the Warriors. They're going to bring it back the other way with 6:08 remaining in the third quarter of the ball game. Across the timeline go the Warriors. They're going to send it left wing side. Now they try to bounce it underneath. Back up towards the top of the key. Around to the right wing side they go. Back up top. There's a three-point shot that's blocked by August Betts. It's going to stay with the Warriors, though. The Warriors have it. Now they work it around the left wing side. Now back up top. No look there. Betts was coming out, and that forces a traveling call against Gordon Central. So it is coming back here to the Lady Devils. They lead at 37-5. So the Lady Devils have scored all 4 points here of the third quarter of the game, so they're on a 4-0 run. They feed it up top, now down to Betts, spins around and shuffles the feet right in front of one of the officials. And that's going to be a turnover for the Lady Devils. It's coming back to Gordon Central with 5:31 left to go in the third quarter, and Model with a whopping lead. Gordon Central brings up the floor. Stewart has got it. She's across the timeline, dribbles up top. Picks up her dribble, lobs it to the left wing side. Now they're going to try to bounce it underneath. She's tied up between a couple of defenders. Gets it out to a teammate around the perimeter. They try to get it to the basket. Ball is deflected. It's going to stay with Gordon Central. They've got it around the free throw line into the paint. Try to feed it off to the left wing side. Pass gets away and goes out of bounds. It's coming back to the Lady Devils. Going to have 5 substitutions into the game here for Model. So on the floor, you're going to have Eva Pointer. Also, Milan Howard checks into the game. Tamaya Ragland, Morgan Wood, and Javia Samples. Morgan Wood brings it up the floor for the Lady Devils. She's across the timeline, feeds to Ragland on the left wing, dribbles down towards the low block, tries to feed it underneath the Pointer. The pass is picked off. Gordon Central's going to bring it back the other way. Stewart has got it. She's across the M at center court. Directing traffic, goes right to the top of the key, fakes the pass off to the left wing, lobs it over to the right wing side. They're working from right to left. They go back up top with it, over to Ellis. Ellis puts up a little floater. That sails over the rim. Howard is there to get the board on the baseline. Now Morgan Wood's got the ball at the top of the key. She'll dribble back out between the circles and set up the half-court offense. Gives it over to Ragland. She'll kick it back out to Howard. Now on to Morgan Wood on the right wing side. She'll head fake. Sends it back out to Ragland. Ragland on to Samples. Samples drives towards the lane and travels. Ball's coming back to the Warriors with 4:15 left to go in the third quarter. Model leads this one 37-5. Substitution coming into the game here for Gordon Central. It's Aisha James. And now Gordon Central brings it up the floor in the hands of Stewart. She's across the center court stripe, goes right to the top of the key, now works around a high screen. She's double teamed, so she sends it back up top to Ellis. A little floater is going to be missed. Rebound's going to be taken by Pointer. She sends it down to Morgan Wood, who's across the center court stripe. She works her way to the left wing side, back up top to Howard. Now on to Ragland. She dribbles over on the sidelines, puts up a three-point shot on the way. That bangs hard off the back of the rim. Ends up in the hands of Pointer, who collects the rebound. Here's Morgan Wood for 3, and that one rattles off the rim as well. Rebound this time is going to go to Campazano. And we get ready for Gordon Central to inbound the ball and bring it up the floor. High school hoops on WLAQ tonight, presented by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales. We also have the live stream tonight on YouTube, presented by Northwest Georgia Media. Across the timeline goes Stewart. She goes right, sends the ball right, now back inside to her as she cut towards the basket. Ball's loose on the floor. They kick it back out around the perimeter, down to the left wing side, back up top. There's Ellis with it, sends it left, no look there, so she's going to dribble and go towards the paint, sends it off the side of the backboard. It's going to stay with Gordon Central, though. They heave it up top, now back out the left wing side, no look. Great defense from Model. There's just nothing there for Gordon Central. Trying to get some ball movement to create an open look. That's a contested 3, and it is missed. Ball comes back to Model. A long rebound is collected by Eva Pointer, gives it off to Morgan Wood. She's across the center court stripe. Sends it on to Ragland. Ragland's on the left wing side. Now back up to Wood up top. Now back over to Samples. Samples on to Ragland. Sends it over to Morgan Wood. Morgan on the left wing side. Now back over to Javia Samples. Tries to lob it underneath the Pointer. Defender gets between the pass. Shot is up from Morgan Wood after she collects it off the deflection. And she scores. She's got 4 points in the game, and it's 39-5. A 6-0 run to start the second half by Model. They steal it away. Pointer's got it, shakes off a defender, and banks it in off the glass. And that's going to cause, well, we had a whistle. I thought we were going to see a timeout. We're going to have a substitution into the basketball game here for both teams, I believe. Pointer's going to check out. Georgia Womack checks into the game here for Model. So on the floor for Model, you're going to have Milan Howard, Morgan Wood, Javia Samples, Tamaya Ragland, and Georgia Womack. For Gordon Central, you got Aisha James, also Eva Campazano. Bringing it up the floor here for Gordon Central is going to be Renaya Ellis. I'll give you the rest of their players. Katie Hames is on the floor, and I'll give you the other one in just a couple of moments. Right now, some action going on. They're working around the perimeter. Send it to the left wing side. They try to get it down low. It is going to be batted out of bounds by Samples. The other player for Gordon Central on the floor is Addie Sisson, so there's a floor check for you. Sisson surveys the floor. She gets ready to trigger it in here for Gordon Central. Off the inbound pass to heave it towards the basket. Miss everything. Howard collects the rebound. Samples is going to bring it across the center court stripe. She goes towards the top of the key, gives it to Howard. Thought about the 3, kicks it out to Samples. Three-pointer on the way. Bangs hard off the back of the rim. The putback is going to go for Milan Howard. So Milan Howard with her first bucket of the game. It's 43-5. A dominant performance from Model Lady Devils tonight. Even more dominant than the first time that the two teams played earlier in the season. I mentioned to you earlier it was a 63-25 victory for Model the first time. And this one may end up being more lopsided. 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Model leads this one 43-5. Gordon Central has not scored in this basketball game since the first quarter of the game. They were held scoreless the entirety of the second quarter and now almost the entirety of the third quarter of the game. So Model has just absolutely dominated on both sides of the floor. Morgan Wood at the top of the key with it. She dribbles towards the right wing side, feeds it back around to Tamaya Ragland. She'll back out around the perimeter. Now back over to Wood at the top of the key. She dribbles right, picks it up, sends it back to Ragland, drives towards the low block in the baseline, puts it up, scores, and draws the contact. So Ragland is going to the stripe with a three-point opportunity coming up if she can convert. So a big run to start the second half for the Model Lady Devils. Shots on the way. That bounces off the side of the rim. Rebound's going to be collected by Ellis. And now Gordon Central works it the other way. Back to Ellis they go. 58 seconds left on the clock. Gordon Central heaves one towards the bucket, and it banks in. That was Katie Hames getting the bucket late in the third quarter. So they score with underneath a minute to play in the quarter. Model turns it over. And that's the first bucket of the second half for Gordon Central. 43 seconds left on the clock. It's 45-7. Model on top. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Ball is going to be poked loose and is going to roll out of bounds. Official needs help on who that was last touched by. Looks like it was Gordon Central. So Model's going to inbound the ball in front of the Gordon Central bench and work it out of the backcourt. Tamaya Ragland across the center court stripe with it. Tries to work around a screen. Gives it off to Morgan Wood. Morgan Wood back between the circles. Over to Ragland. Back to Wood. Wood makes a move off to the right wing side. Feeds it back to Ragland. Now on to Howard. Puts up the basket. Misses the shot. Rebound's going to be taken by Gordon Central. They got 13 seconds on the clock, and the shot clock's off here in the third quarter. Gordon Central down the other side of the floor, puts up a three-pointer. That's off the rim. It won't go. 2 seconds on the clock. Down to Ragland. Heaves towards the bucket, and that's too strong off the backboard. But that's the end of our third quarter of play, with Model leading this one by a score of 45-7. Let's send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. All right, folks, we get ready for the final frame, and it's going to be a shortened one to 6 minutes. Model leads the game 45-7 per mercy roll. It's going to be a 6-minute quarter to close out the game. Model would outscore Gordon Central 12-2 in the third quarter. And here's a little shot here from Model. It's going to be missed as Addison Cantrell, a senior, checks into the game for the first time of the season after battling an injury. They work the left wing side to her. Now back up top. That's why you heard a roar from the crowd when she came out. Puts up the shot, and it's through! Addison Cantrell, her first shot of the season on senior year, and it's a made three-point shot. Oh, my goodness. What a great thing to happen here in the final quarter of senior night. Addison Cantrell checks into the basketball game for the first time of the season after battling an injury and having surgery, and she comes out and her first shot is a made three. You can't script it any better than that, folks. 48-7 is your score. Model leads this thing by 41 points. Had to check myself on that. 5:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We told you there was going to be a lot of emotion here on the floor tonight, and that certainly has been the case, no doubt about it. That was big time. Wow. Glad you're with us tonight here from Woodard Gymnasium. It's Model Basketball here on WLAQ and also the live stream provided by Northwest Georgia Media. Gordon Central's going to have the basketball. They go to the top of the key with it with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to go on the clock. That's what sports is all about, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. They work it to the left wing side. Now they work it back up top. Send it towards the right wing underneath. Pass is going to be picked off. Sadie Rotten came out with it. Morgan Woods across the timeline. Goes right to the top of the key. Sends it right. Gets it to Shinholster. Bounces it out to Wood. Goes towards the paint. Feeds it back out to Womack. Womack tries to lob it underneath. Too strong. It sails out of bounds, and it's coming back to Gordon Central. Going to have subs into the game. Burkhalter's going to check back in, and Addie Mathis is out on the floor for the first time tonight here for the Lady Devils. Model leads this one 48-7 over Gordon Central. 4:52 remaining here in the contest. Gordon Central sends it to the right wing side. Now they're going to bounce it underneath. Ball's loose on the floor. It's collected by Rachel Burkhalter. Model's going to work it the other way. They send it to Womack on the right wing side. Over to Shinholster. Long range three on the way. That's going to miss just about everything. Goes out of bounds. It's coming back to Gordon Central. Sadie Rotten checks out of the game. Checking into the game for the Lady Devils is going to be a player that I do not have on my roster. I'm going to have to double check on this one. I think I can find it. Number 12 checks into the game. That's going to be Alyssa Laney. Alyssa Laney into the game here for the Lady Devils. Alyssa Laney. Ball is stolen away. Womack's got it. She's going to feed it underneath. The Mathis puts up the shot. That one bounces off the side of the rim. Put back. That's not going to go. And another shot on the way. That one's going to be good for Rachel Burkhalter. 3:58 remains in the game. Also, we've got Wells into the game here for Models. So some players that we haven't seen much this year making their way into the game. Want to make sure to get those names in there. So Wells and Laney into the basketball game. Milan Howard's going to check back into the game. Checking out's Rachel Burkhalter. So right now on the floor for the Lady Devils, you're going to have Howard. Mathis has got the basketball. You've got Laney, Wells, and also Womack. They get it underneath the Wells. She goes in, puts it up, strong high off the glass. Can't get it to go. A jump ball is going to be forced. Possession arrows pointing in Gordon Central's direction. 50-7 is your score. Model leads this one. They're going to win the ball game. It's just a matter of what the final score is going to be. 3:37 left to go here in the game. We're in the fourth quarter, a shortened fourth quarter. Across the timeline goes Gordon Central. They're still working their way across the M at center court. Of course, it's a pretty big M. Womack's got it. She's across the center court stripe, goes right towards the low block. Then she'll back out around the perimeter, sends it on to Mathis. She'll back up. Dribbles, tries to get around a defender, sends it back to Womack, drives towards the baseline, puts up a little jump shot. That goes up the side of the rim. Rebound's going to be taken by Gordon Central. They'll clear the lane and bring it back the other way. Campazano there with the board. So Gordon Central across the timeline. They'll dribble across the logo and off towards the right wing side as they try to set a high screen. Dribbling baseline. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. And it's coming back. Well, it's going to stay with Gordon Central. There are 2 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock here on senior night. We're in the girls' varsity game. Going to have a boys' game coming up in just a little bit, shortly upon the conclusion of this one. They'll try to send it, and it goes into the backcourt. Howard tries to chase it down, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon Central. So Model is set to inbound the ball. To trigger it in is going to be Laney. And Laney sends it in to Mathis, who's going to bring it up the floor. She's across the center court stripe. Dribbles towards the top of the key, sends it right. There's Womack with a corner three on the way, and it's through. My goodness, what a heck of a shot. 53-7 your score. Model on top, 2:40 left. Gordon Central with the basketball. They go across the timeline working right to left. They send it to the left wing side to Campuzano. Now back up top. There's a two-point attempt. That one's going to go in and out. Mathis is there for the rebound. For Model, they go back the other way working from left to right. Now they're going to try to lob it down to Howard. Howard kicks it back out to Wells. Now back around to Mathis. To the right wing side to Womack. Here's another three-point attempt, and that one's through. Georgia Womack on the last two possessions for Model has knocked down a couple of three-pointers in a row. Now Gordon Central goes back the other way, now trailing 56-7. They work it back up top. Hames has got it. Now sends it on to Ellis. They go to the right wing side. Now back underneath to Ellis. They kick it back out. Still just phenomenal defense throughout the game here for the Model Lady Devils. There's been nothing there all night for Gordon Central. Put up a little jump shot, and that one's going to be through for Sisson. That's her first bucket of the game. And the score moves to 56-9 with 1:38 remaining here to go in the ball game. Mathis with it, dribbling, nearly has her pocket pick, and she goes back court. Another substitution coming into the game here for Model. And this is going to be Alana Wells checking into the game. So Alana Wells into the game. Going deep into the bench here in this one with a 56-9 lead. Getting some experience here for some players. Some playing time here late in the ball game. 1:25 left to go. Gordon Central with the basketball. And a whistle and a foul is going to be charged against the Lady Devils. That's the first foul here of the fourth quarter. So we'll get ready for Gordon Central to inbound the ball here in just a couple of moments, trailing 56-9 with 1:23 left to go in the ball game. They're going to bounce it in. They get it to Campuzano. Ball's nearly stolen away by Howard, and a whistle and a foul is going to be charged against Gordon Central. But it results in a turnover, and Howard's going to inbound the ball. She gets it into Mathis. So Mathis with it now. She dribbles off the left wing, gives it back up top to Milan Howard. She'll send it around. They go to the right wing side to Wells. Now back up top. Driving towards the lane. Sends it back out. Gets it to Mathis. She'll back up. Reset the offense here for the Lady Devils. We're officially under 1 minute to play in this one. Now back up top they go. Delaney works it back around to Howard. Howard sends it to the right wing side. Dribbling baseline. Losing the handle. But it's going to stay with Model as it was poked out of bounds by Gordon Central. So 49.2 seconds left on the clock here in this ball game, and Model's going to win it, but what will the final score be? That's the only question at this point in time. They send it inside. There's Mathis, going to lob it underneath to Howard, and that's going to be the end of the shot clock. It's going to be a turnover here for the Lady Devils. It's coming back to Gordon Central. So Gordon Central will have the ball with 45.8 seconds left on the clock. Defense drops back here for Model as we get ready for Renaya Ellis to inbound the ball here for the Warriors. She's across the timeline. They send it to the left wing side to Campuzano. Back up to Ellis around the perimeter. Puts up the two-point shot. That one's going to bang off the back of the rim. Rebound's going to go to Laney. And they will bring it back up the floor. Model's got it working from left to right. 28 seconds left on the clock. And that's going to be a turnover for the Lady Devils as she travels. So this is coming back here to the Gordon Central Warriors. Bringing it up the floor, or to trigger it in motion, is going to be Ellis. She will send it in to Sisson. Sisson across the center court stripe. They send it left. There's a long three-point attempt. Bangs hard off the rim and off the backboard. Campuzano goes for the rebound, and so does a player from Model, forcing a jump ball. This time possession arrow points in Model's direction. Now with 17.6 seconds on the clock and a 56-9 lead, I believe that Model will be content to just dribble out the remaining seconds of the ball game. 10 seconds on the clock. They send it to the right wing side. Now back around to Mathis. She'll back out. Now on to Howard. 4 seconds on the clock. Now they kick it out around the perimeter. There's a three-point attempt on the way, and that's off the side of the rim for Laney, and that is the end of the basketball game. We're glad you're with us tonight here on WLAQ and also the live YouTube stream. Your final score this evening, your Model Lady Devils win it by a final score of 56-9, dominating Gordon Central here at home tonight on senior night. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout, a 3-minute timeout down the line, and we'll come back and wrap up our girls broadcast, get you ready for boys basketball, which is coming up in about 15 minutes. Let's step out for a 3-minute break.
Our senior student athletes on the Model High School boys and girls varsity basketball teams. First, we will recognize the seniors on the 2022 to 2023 Model High School boys basketball team. Mr. Colton Blake Binion. Colton is being escorted tonight by his parents, Miss Christy and Mr. Todd Binion. Colton's plans after high school are to attend Jacksonville State University and pursue a major in business or sports management. He also plans to be a manager for the Jacksonville State University basketball team. Mr. Bo Daniel Couch. Bo is being escorted tonight by his parents, Miss Allison Couch and Mr. Samuel Couch. Bo's plans after high school are to pursue a career in welding. Mr. Caden Robert Downs. Caden is being escorted tonight by Miss Trina Turner and Mr. Robbie Downs. Caden's plans after high school are to attend college and major in sports journalism or communications with the goal of becoming a sports broadcaster. Mr. Jakinis Deonye Hurd. Jakinis is being escorted tonight by his mother, Miss Ramia Hurd, his dad, Mr. Burby Hurd, and his sister, Jade Hurd. Jakinis' plans after high school are to attend college and pursue a degree in business. Mr. Camden Robert Oswald. Camden is being escorted tonight by his parents, Miss Amy Oswald and Mr. Michael Oswald. Camden's plans after high school are to attend either the University of Georgia or Auburn University and pursue a degree in civil engineering. Mr. Jack Weaver Robinson. Jack is being escorted tonight by his mother, Miss Gina Robinson, and his father, Mr. Chris Robinson. Jack's plans after high school are to attend the University of Georgia Tech and pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Mr. Joey Devontae Samples. Joey's being escorted tonight by his mother, Desiree Samples, his sister, Javia Samples, and his dad, Joey Samples. Joey's plans after high school are to attend the University of Cumberland to play college football and pursue a degree in sports management. We will now recognize the seniors on the 2022 to 2023 Model High School girls varsity basketball team. Miss Addison Kinsley Cantrell. Addison is being escorted tonight by her mother, Miss Rhonda Cantrell, her father, Mr. Matt Cantrell, and her sister, Miss Brylan Cantrell. Addison's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands College for 2 years and then transfer to the University of Western Georgia and pursue a major in teaching. Miss Caroline Grace Goss. Caroline is being escorted tonight by her parents, Miss Jessica Goss and Mr. Josh Goss, along with her sister, Miss Kate Goss. Caroline's plans after high school are to attend Samford University and pursue a degree in something awesome. Miss Tamaya Trishan Ragland. Tamaya is being escorted tonight by her mother, Miss Sheena Bowers, and father, Mr. Ty Ragland. Tamaya's plans after high school are to attend Georgia Highlands College and major in health science for respiratory care. Miss Morgan Caris Wood. Morgan is being escorted tonight by her mother, Miss Tanya Wood, father, Mr. Chris Wood, and her sister, Miss Madison Wood. Morgan's plans after high school are to attend college. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 to 2023 basketball seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for your 2022 to 2023 basketball seniors.